Hey everybody, I hope you're all well and keeping warm on this, December day, if you like. Hope you're keeping warm leading up to the end of the year. So, the next point I want to talk about is where does the money go? This is a broad topic, and obviously I'm talking about councils and governments. So where does the money go? So from a council perspective, paying council tax, where does that money go? Where does it go? What does it go towards? The answer is none of us really know, except for the people that work in the actual councils. But again, this is my opinion. This is my opinion sharing with you guys, and some of you might come back and say, Cav, you're talking nonsense. You're talking absolute gibberish. This is where the money goes. And that's that. You've got to do this. You've got to pay those things. Okay, just show me the proof. Just show me the proof. Because I asked my council, the thousands that I've paid over the years, where does it go? And prove it to me that that's where it goes. I'm not taking your word for it anymore. Where does it go? And some of the main reasons that I challenge this is the state of our roads is one. Right? We've all faced it over the years. But the state of our roads is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah? And like they get thousands and thousands every month from us. And where does it go? Does it actually go towards the services? Does it actually go there? Does it actually go to places of our benefit? Yeah, don't get me wrong, some of it does. But I just question where the majority of it goes. Where does the majority of the funds that we give to the powers that be go, and how is it used? And I asked my council, prove it to me where it goes. And they couldn't. They couldn't. I went, well, why can't you prove it? And that's my question. Like, why can't they prove where it goes? Surely, if it was all legitimate, like we have to do as individuals, as part of society, have to give bank statements to prove what we do with our money, why shouldn't they do it? Why shouldn't they lead by example and say, yeah, here you go, here's a statement, all the money that's come in from taxpayers and where the money that's come in and the money that's gone out has gone to, hospital, the fire services, the police, other services like waste collection, those sorts of things. Surely it's as simple as that. Paying out employees. Surely it's that simple. And if I saw that, and if I saw employees being paid something, it doesn't matter. Or they, due to GDPR, they might have to grey those things out, but that's fine. But at least I'd have the reassurance and comfort that being transparent. The fact that they wouldn't do that shows to me they're hiding something. And hiding something that they don't want us to see. Or don't want us to know about. So therefore I was like, well, no. I'm not paying you. I'm not going to pay you. You're not having the money. And there's something I'll get into a little bit more detail as well. There's such a thing called contract law. And we don't have a contract with a council. Therefore, where's my obligation to pay you? Where's my obligation to pay you that money? There is none. There is zero obligation. Like I've shared with you, apologies, I had to stop for a second there. It might have a bit of a jolt. But my son was asking me for chocolate biscuit, so he's having a chocolate biscuit, bless him. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes, so, and if I could see that the money was going towards things of my benefit and to everyone else's benefit, then I'd share money. I'd part ways with some of my hard-earned money to do that. But the fact that they're not willing to share with me where the money goes doesn't give me confidence in what they're doing and where that money goes. So I don't. That's one example, and I'll get into that example with council tax in a little bit more detail in a later video, because that needs a whole episode by itself. Episode, I say. Look at me, so as if I'm some sort of big time YouTuber. But that come in another video. That'll come in another video. So, but on the line, on the other side of that, you've got charities. You get these big celebrities because you need to donate towards this. And don't get me wrong, obviously there are people out there that need support, yeah, and I have in the past parted with money towards charity because I've experienced a specific charity and I know what that charity does for people. So I put my money, should I choose to, towards that charity because I see the difference that it makes. But there are charities out there where you have these big celebrities saying that to give money. These celebrities could fix so many people's issues. Like the people that really need it. I'm not talking about people that are just having in a bit of a financial struggle, but they're in this country, for example, and they're not homeless and they're not starving. Those sorts of things. People that are literally starving, homeless, children's family. That really do need help. These corporations and celebrities could fix it all. There are trillions and trillions and trillions within the system, and it could really be fixed. But what do? They come to the everyday man and woman asking for money to help people in need. The people that are probably in their eyes at the bottom of the barrel anyway. Slaves. One for a better term. And I think that, no. Why? Because if it was really in their agenda to fix that issue, they would fix it themselves. If it was really something that they truly believed in and needed to be fixed, they would do it themselves. And not come and ask us for money. That's my opinion on it anyway. And I just don't believe that they're genuine. I just don't believe that they are genuine. Same as politicians. They're actors. They are paid to act. So when they get in front of a camera for whatever agenda it is, guess what? They act. So how am I supposed to trust someone who's a paid actor? It's like when they come at you with their political beliefs and you should do this and you should vote for this person for this and that reason. Okay, well you're probably being paid to do that. So it's not really genuine, is it? It's not really genuine if you have to be paid to do something. I'm not being paid to do this. So how can I trust someone who is a paid actor? And for me, I don't trust them at all. They're probably some of the least likely people that I'll ever trust. Because acting is their profession. And if they're being paid to do something, then I'm not going to trust it. I'm going to look into it myself, which is what I've said in previous videos. If someone is sharing an opinion on something, even if it's an opinion and a source that you trust, still go and do your own research to look into it in a little bit more detail. Because if you truly are passionate about it and it's important to you, you'll spend the time to look and not be lazy and rely on others to tell you the information. You're right, it's great to listen to other people's opinions. I listen to Russell Brand, I listen to Richard Forbes, just to name a couple, Joe Rogan, because I really like their opinions on things. Not everything, but most things I do. But again, it's all good to get enlightenment from others, to see others' opinion, to see if actually you know what, I didn't think about that actually quite aligns with my moral compass. I'm going to look into that in a little bit more detail, because what we do as adults in this generation affects the generations to come. And that's important to me, for my children, for my grandchildren, if they do arrive, should they. And it's important, for me anyway, that I want to leave my family, when it's my time to go, in a really good position. And if I've been able to influence change or help influence change based on the way that I see it, then great. Because I truly believe what I'm doing here is for the greater good, and I hope that has an impact on one or many more of you, is my hope. But if it doesn't, that's fine. I'm still going to go and live the way I want to live. If I get negative comments, that's also fine. It's people's opinions. I'm still going to live the way that I live, because that's my choice. Because it's important to know where the money goes, in my opinion. If someone is asking money from you, okay, what's the reason? Okay, I can see why you need that money, whether it's a corporation or an individual. But I want to know specifically, if it's a corporation, what change is it going to make? And don't just give me some sad photos of animals or people in horrible conditions. Prove to me, show me proof of where that money is going and it's actually making a difference. If you cannot show me that proof, why on earth should I part with it? Because if you can't prove things to me, it means you're not trustworthy. And if you're not trustworthy, I'm not giving you a single penny. You're not getting a penny out of me in any way, shape or form. Because I need to trust if I'm going to part with money. Again, just my opinion on things, on knowing where the money goes, and just ask the question. Just question these things. When a company or corporation is asking you for money, okay, why? Where does that money go? Why should I? I've raised a question to the council. They can't prove it, so I'm not parting with any money towards you until you prove it. Because at this point, I do not trust you. Another thing, we all had the census thing. Was it a couple of years ago? I think it was a couple of years ago. Census, right? And they all. It's funny to me, the census thing. I find it quite entertaining. But census, right? You have to put in all the data, all your information, how many people live in your household, because we're told it's the way of the government collecting data in households. But isn't that what councils do? Is what I questioned, because you have to inform the council where you live, how many people live there, how many dependents live there. So that's what the council's collecting that information already, right? So what's the census for? And again, there might be someone in the chat that might relieve me of that question. But I didn't fill one in. It came into, you get the letters, right, and it goes to house occupant or whatever it says. It's never named. So I just ignored it. And they kept on coming. And again, what rung alarm bells for me is that they slapped this £1,000 fine if you didn't do it. Straight off the bat. If you don't do this, £1,000 fine. So you're already threatening me. Or threatening us. Because I'm not the only one who's faced it. But you're already threatening people. With a fine. And when, in my experience, when a threat comes, it's because someone wants something really badly. For a not so good reason. When it's threatening. So, no, I'm not doing it. So we had a lady come to the house. I didn't record it, I was gutted. Should have recorded it. I've got other videos I'm going to share with you with other people, but I didn't record this particular lady. Anyway, she came to the house, and you just take my word for this if you want to. You don't have to believe me because I haven't got proof of it based on what I've just said and all the spiel. But anyway, she came to the house, and she was from Census, and she said, we haven't got your information. I said, no, that's right. You don't. And she said, well, I need you to fill this in. You can do it online or you can do it via letter. And I was like, well, what's it for? Oh, it's just to know so we know how many members of personnel for the services we have. And that was just, in my mind, that was complete BS. You take BS as you will, but that was complete BS to me, because I was like, well, the council have that information, so you can get it from the council, surely. And then she went straight off and went defensive, and she was just like, it's law. I was like, well, what law? And she said British law. And I was like, then I knew, I was like, this lady doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. Doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. And from that point, she said, and I said, look, that's not legitimate reason. It isn't law. It isn't law. And I do not have to do that. And I'm not going to. Because my personal belief is when you do that and you sign it and you complete it, it's you giving consent to the powers that be to allow them to do what they do to us. That's my. That's what I think is in the sort of the small text, if you like, or the hidden text in some cases maybe. That is us giving over our consent on how they run the country. That's what I think. Because I was straight off, it's £1,000 fine straight off the bat. You're threatening me already, and you're giving me complete BS. You're not giving me a legitimate reason as to why I need to fill this in. I don't know the true purpose of what you're doing because you've given me BS. So why should I? And she was like, well, I'm going to come back and fine you. I was like, okay, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. She never came round. Nor did anybody. Nor did anybody. So, what does that tell you? I knew straight off the bat they couldn't fine me anyway, because I had no contract with them. I had no agreement with them to say, well, in writing, I'm going to do this, and if I don't do this, these are the circumstances. There's no agreements like that. There's no terms and conditions. So you can't get any money out of me. So you can threaten me all you like. But nothing's going to change. Because I don't trust you. And what you shared with me fills me with even more doubts, because you're a representative. I've had the letter, but I've now got an individual who's a representative for that particular agenda, and I don't trust you from Adam. So, no. Didn't come back. No one came back. So, again, this put more alarm bells in the system, right? Because that was a major part of the system. And when you do little things like that, that's just one example, and you have an outcome where you think, oh, really? Because that's what I did. I tried little things that didn't really mean much. And when I tested these things and then nothing really happened, I was like, holy cow. And I started taking on bigger challenges. Taking on bigger fish, or sharks if you like. And it really opened my eyes. So that's what I wanted to share with you, is question where the money goes on things. And if you do not believe in where your hard-earned money goes, question. Just question. Another one before I end this video, because it's been a bit of a lengthy one, this one with the break, is energy suppliers, right? Quote unquote. I asked our energy supplier to prove that they're supplying energy. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years since I asked that question, and they haven't been able to provide proof of them supplying the energy. Their responses were, we have a meter in your house. Okay, well to that, alright, you have a meter in the house, but that doesn't prove that you're supplying it. It proves that you're monitoring its usage. So that was squashed. We send you invoices. Okay, I can send you an invoice. Doesn't mean I'm doing something. If I send you an invoice now that says you need to pay me XYZ for these purposes, and I've not fulfilled those purposes, you have no obligation to pay me. So the door swings both ways. So yeah, you send me invoices because you want your money, but you can't even prove what you're supposed to be doing in the eyes of everybody. Your title as a business is an energy supplier, but you cannot prove to me that you're supplying energy? Don't you think that's a bit crazy? Think about that for a moment. If you can't prove to me that you're doing what I'm paying you for, why on earth should I pay you? I've got no obligation to pay you. Because as far as I'm concerned, as it stands, you are not delivering, it's not you that's delivering the service. Obviously there is electricity in this building, in this home, but it's not you that's supplying it. So someone is, but it's not you. So why should I pay you? I've no obligation to pay you at all. Anyway, that's going to be, again, it's a whole other video, because that's been going on, like I say, for 2 years, and it's still going on, and we're about to move. But anyway, that's quite a comical one. So I'll cover that in more detail in another video. Again, sorry, apologies that this was a longer video, but it's really, really important. I need to spend a bit of time with you guys to really start to get you thinking differently and just to challenge the status quo. And when you start to challenge, and the more that you challenge, the more that your mind will open. And more that you start to set this free of the burdens that are imprinted on us by the system. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was fun. And I will catch you in the next video. So please like, subscribe, say the word into like, subscribe, and comment, share, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch you soon.